Hey, what's going on YouTube? UA Reviews here, and today I've got a Football 101 video, and today we're going to talk about football girdles. Okay, so in this video we're just going to talk about the three main types of football girdles that you'll see out on today's market. We have a 6-pocket girdle, a 3-pad girdle, and a 5-pad girdle. So we're going to go over all the pros and cons out of each one. We're going to look at price. We're going to talk about some of how they fit. And we'll just kind of maybe talk about the positions they're used for as well. And if you don't have a football girdle, or you don't really know what a football girdle is or how it's used in football, I'll be able to explain all that from a very basic standpoint. So a football girdle is essentially a pair of compression shorts that you'd wear under your football pants. And since there's a lot of varieties of what the other types of football girdles there's a lot of different variations of what you're looking for. So it all kind of depends on how you like to wear it, or how many pads you want in there, or how you like them to feel. So if we start off, we're just going to take a look at the 6-pocket girdle first. These usually run about $30, depending on the brand that you go to. But these Under Armour ones usually run for about $30. Now, it's called the 6-pocket girdle because it has 6 pockets throughout the pair of shorts here. So you've got 2 side hip pockets, and you can see there's from the inside, that's where you'd put in your hip pad. So you've got that on both sides. You've got slots for a thigh pad on both sides as well, and those also are on the inside. So I'll show you just quickly how to put these in. So we have our pocket here, and you just take your thigh pad here, and what's nice is these will kind of stretch out to a lot of, this is actually made of Under Armour's compression material, so it's actually able to stretch out to different size pads. So that's in there, and it also has two extra pockets. It has a pocket up here in the front for a cup. So if you see this right here, so a cup would go in there, and then you also have a slot for a tailbone pad to also go in there. So 6-pocket girdle is kind of like it's a lightweight it's a lightweight product. You're still going to put in pads into this, so if you don't want to go to a high price, with some of the $60 and $70 girdles that have all the pads in them, except the knee pads, this is kind of I guess you're a cheaper option to go if you don't want to spend the money on that. But this works, essentially the same way. All you have to do is put your pads in there and you're just ready to go. We'll move on now to a 3-pad girdle. I'm just going to show you. There's several different brands and variations of this product. But essentially what a 3-pad girdle is one that has 3 pads up here at the top. It'll have 2 hip bone pads and a tailbone pad, with also the addition of, you can put in a cup, and just like the 6-pocket girdle, it does have slots for thigh pads as well. Works the same way. They all go in the middle. So with these pads, usually they're kind of made of like a foam material. How most hip pads are made of a nice foam material. They're flexible. I think it's important to for these to be flexible. So it's one thing that you want to look at when you're looking at a girdle. Make sure the pads are flexible. Sometimes the tailbone pad will be. I've had some that come with a little foam pad insert. But this one actually has it built in, and so you won't lose any of these pads out of here. So it's important to have them stitched in there and stitched together, so you don't ever lose these out of there. If one girdle comes with separate pads. But another nice thing about some of these, they're really well ventilated throughout the shorts. So that's one other really good alternative to these. But here is the final one I'm going to talk about. This is a 5-pad girdle. This is from Under Armour. This one's a couple years old. This is one of the first girdles that come out from Under Armour, but it's my only 5-pad girdle I have, so this is what we're going to go with. So essentially, like, all it is just all that it has built-in thigh pads. Now these, are kind of old. They're still made of the foam material, but you would see in this version actually the thigh pads would actually look a lot like this foam material in there right now. But as you can see, I mean, you still have you have your hip pads, your thigh pads, and then also you have your tailbone pad in here, which actually, like I said, fell out because it was an insert, and I actually lost that a long time ago. So you also still have your cut pocket there. So as far as price, comparing these two products, they usually kind of have a difference of about $10 in between them when you go to look at brands. I believe that, most, I feel like girdles are getting a little higher today because they're running almost $90 for some of the newer ones. But usually there's about a $10 difference or so in between a 3-pad and a 5-pad girdle. Really, sometimes they used to say that, the 3-pad ones were for speed and the 5-pad ones for more like power players, but really that really doesn't matter a whole lot. It's really how you like preference. Maybe you don't like these pads they have on there and you want to get some more protective ones. You could go with a 3-pad girdle and still have the lightweight hip pads. Your knee pads also have to, you still have those. You put those into your football pants. They do have some football girdles out now that cost quite a bit more that will have knee pads built in. Also, I should talk about some of the hard plates that they'll put in to the thigh. Some people, didn't like how, these were flexible and you needed a little more extra support on your thigh. So Nike made it a point to where they've got a hard plate thigh pad on some of their girdles, some of their hyper strong girdles. So yeah, those have a slight price difference, but overall, I would say it's just based on preference, what you like to wear. Personally, I kind of liked, using the 5-pad girdle. I actually used these and still used my actual, when I was playing in high school, I used those. I still use these along with my, what should I say, the thigh pads that I was, given to by my team. So it's really just based on preference. If you're looking for a girdle, you want to have one that doesn't restrict any of your movement. You want to make sure it fits well. You want to make sure, all these pretty much run true to size when it comes to compression shorts, so you shouldn't have too much of a disparity on what you like, as far as sizing wise, but at the same time, you need to make sure that, this product isn't restricting your motion, isn't too tight or isn't too loose, and is able to be protected, because this product is something that's supposed to be protecting you in football, and it's doing it in a light, compressive way. So that's going to do it for now. If you guys have any more questions on football girdles or any more concerns about them, you guys can just leave comments down in the comments down below, and I will answer them. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram for updates on the channel, and check back next week for the next Football 101 video. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.